Hello, my name's Kaylee, and today we are going to be making homemade surfboards that you can stick your hand out your car window as you're going down the street. And just like that, you can surf without needing a beach or hurting yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, today, I assume that everyone has printed off their sheets. We're gonna go through these one at a time. That way, everyone knows what to do. So we're gonna come over here, and this is it. Okay, so this is our Young Achievers checklist. So we have all the materials you need. Then we have our extra decorative items. So like if you needed, instead of a pencil, you wanted colorful pins, but you want to make sure you grab those, you can put them here, or stickers or gems, whatever. Right? It goes right here. And then today's Bible verse is Ephesians 2, verse 10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. And that leads us to our craft. Because today we're going to be talking a lot about mainly just how do we use creativity in the best way? Because did y'all know that boredom makes creativity? Creativity can only be inherited through boredom, because whenever you're bored, you have to be creative to make yourself enthusiastic again. So without further ado, let's get started on our craft. Back to our desk. So, one more thing. If y'all have any questions at the end, please write them here. That way, you know exactly what to ask me, and you're not going, so you know exactly what to say. And then also, this is optional, but what can you do to fix boredom? Like, what can you come up with to do boredom with? And then, of course, we have, when I get bored, or of course we have next, what skills did I use today? So as you use each skill, check it off, because now you have something to show for this class. So now, let's get started. What you're going to need first is, drumroll please, a piece of paper. And what you're going to do with this piece of paper is you're going to take a pencil or a pen. I'm going to use a pen. And you're going to draw an oval. An oval is basically like a circle, but stretched out. So, a pen doesn't work. So you're going to draw a nice, good oval. Already looks like a surfboard. And then if you wanted to, you can make this more pointy. But I don't want that. I like that point. So now what you're going to do, I'll bring in my camera closer. So now what you're going to do is, also, it helps a lot if you draw on a hard surface. So get a clipboard if you're drawing on a carpet of some sort. Okay, next you're going to draw a W. That's this letter. And you're going to go down, up, up. And that's how you make your surfboard. And then what you're going to do to make sure it looks better, see how my edges are kind of round, is you're going to kind of just come over here and just round them out. Round them out. And then for the bottom, of course, you're going to want to make that bigger, and then bigger. And that's how you do it. Okay, once everyone's good, put a thumbs up. Thumbs up. I will give y'all 3 minutes. Here's an important disclaimer. So if y'all are done doing this, time is still running, of course. Y'all are, of course, welcome to draw out your design. So how you're going to do that is whatever you already have sketched, you're going to draw out. So I want kind of something similar to this, but a little bit different. So I want kind of lines going down, right? But then but instead I kind of want like this rainbow tree looking thing. So I'm gonna keep going down. And then I want something through it that says my name. So I'm gonna sketch that out, of course. And I want it to say Kaylee. Right? And that's pretty much how you make it. And yeah. So now let's get back to our music. And I will give y'all 2 more minutes to come up with your design. Or you can just skip through this video. And also, you can do this to make sure it looks better. Figure out your colors. Hey, Kaylee. Yay! And with that timer, we're going to get back to crafting. So now that y'all have this, y'all are welcome to we're going to ruin your painting. Yes, that is right. We are going to ruin your painting. So we're going to take your cardboard and you want to have a piece of paper underneath it. And let's just go through here and mark these off. So that. Got all of that. I love this. Right. So now we're going to go to what skills do we have today? So far, what have we used? Well, we've certainly used color choices, so we can go ahead and do that. And then what else? We did personal expression because we drew it. And yes, you can draw. Yes, you can draw your thing any way you want. And then what else? Well, we definitely thought creatively because we had to find out our own design for that. And then what else? Well, we designed it. And that's designing is actually one of the most important things that you'll ever do. Because in order to make a plan, in order to do anything, you have to first be able to design and think through it very clearly. And then we planned, right? And have y'all followed directions? Yeah. Well, good job. And then we made those simple blueprints. The only thing that we have to do now is finish. Okay. So, and if your hands are raised in the comment section, or in the live room, then just remember, hold all your questions until the end of this. And if it's urgent, please just put it down in the chat and I will get to it. Okay, so now we're going to take this and with a paper underneath it, we're going to take it and we're going to put it on here. Now we're going to want to make sure that it is fully on here. How do you do that? You just kind of feel around for that edge. So here's the edge here. And then here's the edge here. So you can kind of feel, and like this is always on. So now we're going to take a pen or pencil, but I'm going to take this pointy pen with a sharp tip at the bottom, and you're going to start poking holes through it. Now you want to do it a little bit off the line so you exactly know how to do it. And then you're just going to do that all the way. And let's turn on some music as we finish. And look at that. We got a perfect blueprint of our thing. Okay, so now I'm going to assume everyone is done by now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to keep this underneath me. Make sure you have a trash can by you whenever you do stuff like this. That way you can easily get rid of your trash. And it also helps to have a piece of paper under you. That way you can pretty much just, whoop, done. Yeah? Okay, so we're going to cut it. So we're going to start with the oval side. And using the dots, it helps because it actually makes it easier to cut cleaner. Yeah? And then we're going to cut one side off all the way. And then we're just going to cut this side. And we're going to come down. And there we go. And then we're going to take our scissors and go up and then up. And then you got this. Now, if you want to make it better, just cleanly cut off some of these edges and make it more round. And that is an okay surfboard. I'm going to fix this by simply doing that. And there you go. And then we just cut this. And that's all there is to it. Ta-da! Okay. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to take a hole. We're actually going to put that in before we paint it. And pretty much just stab it in there. But you don't want to stab it in there so you don't hurt your finger. Very important that you don't hurt your finger. We're not trying to hurt each other. Or hurt ourselves here. And there we go. We got a nice little hole. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to color it. So I already showed y'all my blueprint of kind of what I want. And if y'all don't like this blueprint or y'all don't like something that y'all have made or what y'all blueprint is, you can change it by literally taking a pen and crossing off something. Because instead of Haley, I want to put craft. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to take pencil and I'm going to lightly draw on what I want. So I want 2 lines going across here. And then I kind of just want to keep that design up, going all the way down. And keep it going down. And yes, more music. Settle on my solar system. You're my world and you're my world. And there we go. We got all nice little surfboard. So now what we're gonna do is honestly, like I never liked this one. So I'm going to instead put little dots. So I want this to be white, right? So I'm just going to mark that with a dot. That way I can clearly see it and I'm not mixing up things. So I want the spaces and then I want the lines to be the color. And then the color I want is indeed blue. So shake up. I'm using paint markers that you can pretty much get from anywhere. I got these from Hobby Lobby for pretty cheap. And yeah, pretty much. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back through and paint it. So I always start with if the lightest color. So my lightest color is white because you can actually mark through white, but blue not so much. So we're just going to go down here. And then press it.
There's only one way to go down. Not ready for the calm down. That's me in the tin. See that beating down, cause you know we are coming around it. Now the skin of our day. Till we come up to the break. And she know cause you're mine. She does can't, I does no, oh, and I go so for me. In the shade of scarlet, it's the better days of my life. Shining the great to go the gifts in our way. On the feet of love, yeah, this.
Okay, and now you can see that we got a pretty little surfboard. Besides these two little marks, which is okay because we just use white to mark over it. Now this one becomes a light blue. Right, be flexible, which is what we talked about today. So we're just going to mark over it gently. And if you're asking what I'm talking about when I said talk about it today, if you keep in touch with Daily Stoic, then you know that today was why being flexible is a good thing. Okay, next we're just going to actually make the lines. That way we can see it. So make the lines there. Make the lines there. And then make the lines. Make the lines. Make the lines. Make the lines. 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 And lines. And lines. And then gonna line. 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 And we got a pretty little surfboard. I'm gonna make sure these lines look nice and pretty by marking over them twice, which is perfectly fine. And then if you end up covering up some of the white, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Feel like it looks better anyways. And then just mark. Mark. And there we go. And then I just mark here. Make sure it's covered up. And boom. We got ourselves a pretty, besides this little pot. There we go. Okay, and now next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the string. So this part is tricky, so you're going to want to make sure you pay attention. So you're going to pull the string out, and we're going to let that dry for a second. As you can see, it's a little wet. And make sure you keep your captain space clean. That way it's not hard to tidy up once you're done. Okay. So I'm going to throw these away and only keep the pieces that we're using. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to actually make a loop like that. So take the string, loop it, and then you're going to loop it underneath the string like you're going to tie a knot. But you're not. So don't do that. Okay. So then we're going to actually tie a knot, but not one. So we're going to take this piece, and then you're going to make sure it's looped up under, and then you're going to be able to tie a knot around it. Now, not a super tight knot. Do not tie it tight. But this will give you the ability to hold your applause. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Do that. So now you can make your handhold bigger or smaller just by pulling on the string. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to put it in your arm, or on your arm, and you're going to find a good spot. Now, you're going to want the string longer than you think because you're going to tie it, and whenever you tie it, you're going to have quite a bit of slack left. So that way now you don't have to worry about it. So we're going to let this dry for a second. And it is dry. So now, finished detail, which I'm going to put on here. I'm not going to. I like that just how it is. But I'm going to take a string. And I'm going to shove it in there. Hint, if you cannot shove it in there, then just get a needle and poke it in there. Or do what I do, and I'm going to get a pin. And then I just poke it in there. That way I can grab it. And pull it. And I want to tie the knot at the bottom so it looks good on top. And see, this one you do want to tie it tight. So whenever it's lashing out in the wind, it doesn't come apart. Very easy. Then I'm going to actually tie a quadruple knot. That way I'm sure that it doesn't come out. Just like so. And see, we do have slack left, and we're going to cut that off. Just like so. Now we have a surfboard. And depending on the size, you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. It's pretty much just up to you. And yeah, there we go. Pretty much make it any shape as well. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this. And let's finish our discussion. And then that will be it. So I'm going to show you my face. So guys, today we talked about a Bible verse, and then we talked about how whenever we get bored, we need to be creative. And that's the whole purpose of these. So I want to challenge y'all. Next time y'all are in the car, do not get your iPads out. Instead, grab one of these from in front of you and surf with it with the wind. And there will be a video posted shortly in here that you can see. Or it might be edited onto this video. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. And here's a couple of closing points or a couple of questions that you can ask your parents. First, what is one time that you were creative whenever you didn't have to be? And then another thing you can talk to your parents about is, whenever I get bored, what is the best thing that I can do around? Or maybe you come up with it on your own. After all, you do have the sheet with a bunch of little activities that you can do. You can draw something or build something from paper or cardboard like we just did. Read a book, create a simple craft, practice a skill I'm learning. So one of the skills, whenever I get bored, I practice sign language. And sign language is ASL, which is American Sign Language. And that's what I'm learning. So find a skill that y'all want to learn. There's all types of sign language. There's Spanish as well. There's all types of things that you can do to make it better. So, with that being said, thanks for joining me today. And I hope that y'all keep in mind that creativity comes from boredom. And know that boredom was designed by God to make us create things. Because the first thing in the Bible it tells us about God is that in the beginning, God created the world. Well, thanks for coming in, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!